It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, we're going on a journey on this episode. We haven't done a World Wednesday in quite a little bit, and I was reminded of that as I received a song submission via email not too long ago, and this particular song that we are going to listen to today is from India. And I gotta tell you, I've really enjoyed the music that we've listened to previously here on the channel that either comes from India or makes use of traditional Indian musical scales and aesthetics. So when this came in, I had Megan check it out, and Megan was very enthusiastic about it. And so that means that we're going to listen to it today on the channel, and I'm going to tell you what I think. It's going to be great. The song is called Mere Dholna 3.0. I hope that I got the pronunciation right. It's spelled Meredholna 3.0. Mere Dholna, I think is how it's pronounced. And apparently, a whole lot of people either know how to pronounce it or don't care, because 30 million plus people, just since this was released in early November, have watched this just on YouTube. So it's found quite an audience, and it has finally gotten to me, y'all. So this is from the movie Bhool Bhulaiyaa 3. And these movies, this series of movies, they're in the Hindi language, and they are comedy horror films. And the first one of these came out in 2002. The second movie came out in 2022. And the third one came in November of last year, which is when this song from the movie was released. And the song itself, Mere Dholna, has been included in, I think, all of the previous films. Pritam, who is an award-winning composer from India, composed the music, and Samir, who is, from what I read here, a prolific lyricist and songwriter from India, composed the lyrics. And the song got originally sung for the first movie by Shreya Ghoshal, who is a very popular female vocalist from India. But for this version 3.0, we're going to hear another very popular vocalist from India named Sonu Nigam. And from what I read about him, it's a similar thing. He's one of the most, successful and most looked to vocalists of Indian music over the last 3 decades. So we've got very well respected songwriters, lyricists, and vocalists. So I have high hopes for this one, y'all. The song itself, from what I can gather, is sung from the point of view of someone who has been trusting and that they have been shattered by betrayal. So as a result, they are left heartbroken and a bit angry, but they recognize that their human spirit remains resilient and able to rise above. So it's an interesting topic. I've got the original language here, but I also have a translation so that we can figure out what type of stuff they're saying. The title itself, Mere Dholna, directly translates as "my beloved." So in the song, the singer is directly addressing the person that has wronged them. So it's kind of a confrontation here. So I'm ready, y'all. I think we've got all the information that we need. Let's get into the music. We're going to listen to Mere Dholna 3.0, and it is performed by Sonu Nigam. Off we go. Okay. Is that high line? That can't be a vocal. Holy crap.
भोला भाला था सीधा सादा था मैं तो नादान था दुनियादारी से
Minor
होशियारी
4,
से मैं
but a major key.
अनजान था लगी चोट ऐसी मेरे भोले दिल पे बिखर सा गया टूट के
Yeah,
जो
major
धागे
key.
से छूटा ये रिश्तों का मोती जुड़ेगा ना अब छूट के
Yeah.
जहरीले सपनों में मेरे ही अपनों
Beautiful.
ने
Flat 7.
मुझको है
Still
धोखा
minor 4 to
दिया
1.
मेरे ढोलना
Yeah, it's a major key.
मेरे दर्द की धुन मेरे ढोलना सुन
Major 1, minor 4.
नफरतें तो फिजा में बहेगी जिंदा रहेगी
There's the 5, the
होके
3,
फना
1. Woo! And there's some of that sitar sound and just the rousing rhythms. Tones minor. Yeah. Haha.
आधा अधूरा था बदन ये मेरा एक गर्क था जो घर था मेरी जन्नत एक नर्क था
It's back in that major key with the flat 6 in there.
ये मेरा एक गर्क था
And I love the vibrato. It's so wide that it gives great ornamentation to the line.
मैं तो जला के छोड़ूंगा जिंदा बचेगा ना कोई सबको मिटा के छोड़ूंगा ये जिस्म खत्म होता है ये रूह तो नहीं मरती चाहे कोई सितमगर हो ये रूह तो नहीं डरती
Wow. I don't think that I have a translation for all of this. Are they actual words, or is it just scat singing? Nonsense syllables. There he took a breath. Keeps going. Is that how it ends? Wow. There's that major third. Right? He got all the way up to that B flat. It's interesting. That flat sixth scale degree. That's an interesting scale. We've got major, but this one, major on the way up, flat 6 to 7 to 1, right? We've got an A flat minor chord to a B flat major chord. In the scale, it's an augmented second. That comes from the double harmonic or the harmonic minor, right? From soul, you get a half step, and then you get the leading tone, and then there, a lot of times that's doubled with the same tetrachord in the lower part of the scale, but that doesn't happen this time. We get do, re, mi, fa, sol, and then sol, la, ti, do, yadam, beedum. A lot of times you'd hear yadam, as the double harmonic scale. From the here we get a half step, an augmented second, and a half step. And then we start from this one, we get a half step, an augmented second, and a half step. But on the way up, I really do hear the major tetrachord quite a bit. It turns to minor at times, but then gets back to major. That double harmonic scale is actually really cool. It's a symmetrical tetrachord. And when we talk about a tetrachord, I'm not talking about a chord per se. I'm talking about a 4-note scale fragment. Starting on a note, we go up by a half step, up by an augmented second, and up by a half step. That's symmetrical, because if I start on a note, I can go down by a half step, an augmented second, and a half step. So it's the same up or down. And if I start on 1, and then I start on 5, it's that type of scale, right? But that's the one that I hear quite a bit in music from this part of the world. It was kind of like that, but not quite. But that lowered sixth in that scale really gave it color and a melancholy to it that I thought was really cool. And all of the vibrant rhythms that were in that, and the big time vocal solo, if for lack of a better word, at the end of that was really, really fantastic. The words, I'll just give you my English translation. I think it's really interesting. I was innocent, simple, and naive. I was unaware of the world's cunning ways. A blow has struck my innocent heart, causing it to shatter and scatter. This pearl of relationships that slipped from its thread will not come together again once broken. Venomous dreams and my own loved ones have deceived me. Right? All that against the backdrop of a major scale with that minor sixth thrown in. And then it gets to Maradona, right? That my beloved, listen to the melody of my pain. My beloved, listen to what I have to say. The hatred I have for you will always linger in the air. It will stay alive even after being destroyed. Tell us what you really think. And then there's a bit that I don't have a translation for. Tani da nadum, tani nadidum. Tani da nadum. I can't say it. I'd have to practice. It goes on. My body was incomplete, a mere ruin. The house I thought was paradise turned out to be hell. All this royal throne belongs to you. I will just leave and walk away. No one will survive. I will erase everyone. Then this is how it finishes. This body may perish, but the soul does not die. No matter how oppressive the tormentor, the soul does not fear. And that's a little bit of what I was saying at the beginning, where they realize, even though they're heartbroken and angry, their faith or their human spirit is going to be resilient in the face of all of that. And I think that's part of the flurry of rhythmic activity, and that big finish up on that high G vocally kind of put the final exclamation point on that bit of language. Really, really cool. I'm always taken for a wonderful ride when I get outside of my comfort zone here, and y'all always send me really interesting music. I wish I could get to all of it much sooner, but I'm doing my best, y'all. But today it's been great to get back and do a World Wednesday music from India my friends, with Mera Dholna 3.0. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.